A trend that grew between 1994 and 2004 saw the migration of many Nigerian nationals to South Africa.
Come to South Africa, there's no job. So everybody is doing whatever he can do to survive. Some are selling fruits, some are selling second-hand clothes. You remember that time of apartheid time, they don't allow blacks to come to town. So we are almost hiding wherever we are. So what they are saying is not true. We are the true Nigerians. We work hard. Everything we have, we work hard to get it.
All the shops in this street or in this area, this island belongs to Nigerians. We are home business people. We learned it from our parents back there in Nigeria, and that is what we get here in South Africa. I come in here in 1998, and I started business in 1999. I started from second-hand clothes before I went shop. As you can see, I'm into jewelry. So I do import it from China to South Africa.
Upon arrival here, most of us discovered that to get a white-collar job is as hard as putting a man on the moon. I'm sorry to say that most of us experience a kind of unfair treatment, from the indigenous. And if you are qualified for any job, they will ask you to bring this paper and that paper. They will apply stringent measures. For you to get a job would be very difficult. Like myself, when I came, I applied so many places, but I was told to bring my permanent residence and things like that. You will discover that it is very, very impossible for someone who just arrived in the country to get a permanent residence. So when we looked left and right, there was nothing we could do. So we opted to doing business like this.
All right, unveiling the bilateral and diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and South Africa, let us go back to the beginning. The massacre of anti-apartheid protesters in Sharpeville by the then South African police in 1960 got the Nigerians and Nigerian government in front line on a leading role of supporting the Black Liberation Movement in the entire Southern African region, including ANC, African National Congress, against the apartheid government.
We Nigerians, we love you people of South Africa. We were with you, during the time of apartheid. Yeah.
In 1963, the Nigerians and Nigerian political godfathers played a pivotal role in establishing the UN Special Squad against the then South African apartheid government, and also chaired the committee that oversaw the implementation of international sanctions against the Nationalist Party for the release of the then South African political prisoner, Nelson Mandela. The 1976 Soweto uprising in South Africa triggered Nigeria to pick up financial responsibility towards the education of black South Africans by taxing each and every Nigerian student to give their financial contributions in all schools. This was the time when the Nigerian musician Sonny Okosin released the hit song Fire in Soweto against the apartheid government.
I remember when I was young, I used to pay 1 kobo Nigerian currency during the apartheid period. It's just for my brothers here in South Africa. We were forced to pay it. During those days, I happened to lose my money. I lost it. And then I was beaten up by our headmaster. I had to rush back home to collect another 1 kobo while Mandela was launched.
At this point, the Nigerian High Commission in Botswana issued hundreds of Nigerian passports to many South Africans who had fled their country, while the Nigerian civil servants contributed portions of their salaries to the South African Relief Fund in support of the anti-apartheid government, which was popularly known as Mandela Tax.
My parents were even paying 10% survival levy. Excuse me. Survival levy then is like a compulsory tax for all Nigerian civil servants. When they pay your salary, automatically they deduct income tax. Survival levy is the next one to be deducted, and you don't have. You do it with pleasure. You don't ask question because you want apartheid to be raised on the surface of the continent. We did that based on principle, not to be paid back. We just need kind gesture from our fellow South Africans.
Within this period, hundreds of South Africans fled to Nigeria with Nigerian passport for refuge and studies, many of whom went on to occupy key positions in government, private sectors and academia in the post-apartheid South Africa. A lot of South Africans and other locals are making a statement that Hebrew is dangerous because of Nigeria.
Hebrew are dirty because of Nigeria.
They think they own the world or they own the country or something.
They're selling drugs to our brothers and they're promoting crime.
They must go. We don't want them here.
These foreigners rich to us.
What do you have to say about that?
I will see that as it's not the truth, because when we came here, like I said, when we arrived here, this place is one of the hottest spots in the sense, even we as the foreigners are being targeted because they use all kind of names, they call us whatever. That kind of thing. So the place has been in that form before we came, because it's not like we came and the city changed. No, the city has been a very dangerous place because there were a lot of homeless people of South African descent.
Having adopted the role of a leader further in the South African apartheid struggle, Nigeria was regarded by many as the hub for African liberation movement, the Lord Mayor and political godfather of African liberation struggle.
Nigeria has given us a lot of financial and material support. They have assisted us not only in the form of funds, and in that respect they have been among the most generous donors to our coffers.
As the oppression to see the end of apartheid in South Africa continued to spread across Africa, and Nigeria being in the forefront of this struggle, boycotted the Commonwealth and Olympic Games, including the nationalization of the British petroleum asset in 1979. In order to support the liberation of black movement in the Southern African nations, Nigeria participated in meetings of decision-making of frontline states of Southern Africa, which includes Angola, Botswana, Tanzania, Zimbabwe and Zambia from 1976, and played the most important role in securing the independence of Namibia in 1990. An estimate of $61 billion was revealed to be provided by Nigeria to support the end of apartheid from 1960 to 1995.
Lengthy negotiations resulted in a non-racial constitution and mostly peaceful elections in 1994.
I wish to put it plainly that the government has taken a firm decision to release Mr. Mandela unconditionally.
Millions of black people voted for the first time endorsing the African National Congress and Nelson Mandela as president.
As you know, I have been in prison for 27 years. Many governments, many organizations, many individuals called for my release. Loudest in that call was the government and people of Nigeria.
At this juncture, what is the hope, the position and the fate of an average and ordinary Nigerian citizen living in South Africa?